right, we're going to practice both writing the actual clefs themselves, and we're going to have you practice writing notes on the staff for the different clefs. The idea is to get faster and faster, especially at the clefs that are new to you. You say, why do I have to know all these ones that I don't normally use when I perform? Because that's what being a professional musician is going to be all about. It's making a wider world for ourselves than the one we currently inhabit. So I'm going to start off with a little exercise in drawing the treble clef. Here's how you're going to do it if you're not sure how to make it look right. Put your pencil above the staff and draw a line straight down below the staff. Stop, pick up your pencil. Go back to the top and start at that same point. Swing around to the right a little bit, cross the line, around to the left, loop the loop, and land back on that second line. Why that second line? Because this is the G clef. And so we're sort of pointing to the fact that that is indeed G. Let's try that again. So straight down, straight line, pick the pencil up, around to the right, around to the left, loop the loop. Woo! Notice it doesn't look as fancy as an engraved printed clef. Well, yeah, you're using a pencil, not an engraving tool. Let's do it one more time. Straight down, around to the right, around to the left. Woo! Stop there. Okay, while we're here in treble clef, let's have you practice on your staff paper. Of course you have staff paper. Didn't you just go get staff paper so we can practice writing this? Oh, if you hadn't gotten staff paper, pause the video. Go get some staff paper and a pencil. Now, you're going to write some letters on the staff, and hey, I just need to pick some, so let's write, how about the word bed, and how about edge? All right, you put notes on the staff that correspond to each of those letters that I've written. Put them on right above the letters. Hit pause on the video so you can get that done, and then hit play again, and you'll see if you have the right answer. So B, here's a B, right in the middle of the staff. That's a perfectly good B. You could have chosen the B that's on the ledger line below middle C. That's perfectly good. And hey, if you're used to treble clef, I'm pretty sure you might have already thought of that B, which is also a ledger line B. Great, all three of them are good. E, all right, there's a nice E right there. We've got some more E's coming up, so I'll save the extra E's for later on. Well, gosh, D, there's one right next to it, so I could certainly do that one. There's plenty more D's on the treble clef staff to find, though. We move on to the word edge. I already used the low E, so I'm going to go for the fourth space E here. And I might as well go for its partner, D. G. All right, well, there is a G that we know because of the G clef, that second line. It has a friend up above the staff. There's also a ledger line, G, below the second ledger line. It's kind of hard to see there. Okay. E. Well, gosh, am I going to just repeat one of these E's? No, I could actually write a really high E or a really low E. So flute players, maybe oboe players, you might know this E. You say, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to know that? Well, this is F, top line, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Those of us who are horn players, we actually know this E as well. Wow. That's below the third ledger line. C, B, A, G, F, E. Ugh. Ledger lines are tough. They're a compromise. They're a way to have a wider range of notes using one particular clef. All right, speaking of a compromise, let's not compromise and change clefs. Let's go to bass clef. When you draw it, put your pencil on the fourth line, go around and up to the right, and then back down and around. 2 dots, one on each side of that line, because that shows us F is the line for this clef. That is the F below middle C. That's the F clef line. I'll do it again. Up and around, 2 dots. Sure, one more time. Here we go. Ready? Up and around, stop, 2 dots. Okay, how about we find the word fade and the word egg. Okay, fade. Pause the video, and then when you're ready, you've got them written on your staff, hit play, and you'll see the answers. Here we go. F for the F clef. That's an easy one. It's right there. There's another one down here. Okay. A, I could just go F, G, A and find that, but you should kind of know where it is. That's the point of practicing here. There's another A. D, here's a D. There's also a D above middle C. Here's the middle C ledger line. So the note right above that is a D. There's also one below the staff like that. And E, I'll write this E, and then in a second I'll write a different E for the next ledger line. Okay, egg. Since I already used this E, I'm going to show you the ledger line one below the staff. Guess what? There's a ledger line one above the staff too. C, D, E. Okay. We need a G. All right, G. How about a different G? Yeah. Is there a ledger line G higher up? Yeah, tenors, you probably have had to sing that note at some point. It's high. That's E. Here's G. Woo! Tuba players, bassoonists, etc. Is there a G below this one? Oh my goodness, yes, there is. There's so many ledger lines below, though. Well, not so many, but it's a lot of ledger lines. You want me to do it? Sure you do. So there's E, C, A. Woo! Look at that. So we can still get flexibility in range, even if we use a particular clef. All right, we go to alto clef. Oops, alto clef. I'll label it so you don't worry which one it is. So this one is really simple compared to how it looks in printed music. First, you're going to draw two straight lines. Then we're going to make a sort of K shape, and that K shape is going to point to the line that is middle C. So I sort of curve it around and point to the middle line, and I take it away from the middle line there. I'm going to do that again. Two lines, point to the middle C line. One more time. Point to the middle C line. Alrighty, let's see, what shall we spell? How about let's do the word CAD. Okay, and let's do the word gauge. That's one way to spell the word gauge. Okay, you know the drill. Hit pause, write the letters, come on back, see how we're doing. So, middle C, that's a good place to start. C, there's a C. A could be here, or it could be up here. That's an easy one. D, D could be here. Could also be that ledger line right there in alto clef. All right, G. Well, I'm going to take the G down from middle C. C, B, A, G. Okay. We know that there's an A right next to it. And this time I'm going to take the G that's a different G. I'm going to take the higher G. Doesn't matter which one you use, but hey, let's practice finding them. E. Well, there's an E there. Guess what? There's also an E at the bottom of the staff. Okay, one more clef. This is going to be tenor clef. Same shape as alto clef, but we're just moving it. Instead of centering on the third line, we're going to center on the fourth line. So two lines, make the K shape centered on the fourth line. I'll do it again. Two lines, K shape centers up there. One more time. There we go. Not as fancy as the engraved version. Let's see, I think we need one word to practice here. Cabbage, why not? Okay, pause the video, write out cabbage, and then hit play to find the answers. All right, so we need a C. Now remember, middle C is now on the fourth line, so I could choose that, absolutely. I mean, I could use this C now. That's without even a ledger line. That's pretty cool. All right, A could be here. I could also use this ledger line A. Oh, I should have saved that to tell you in a minute, but oh well. Here's a B. We need a B right below middle C. I could sure use the low B. Ah, I almost didn't leave room for my ledger line there. That's okay. A. Yeah. We could go ahead and use this ledger line A. Or this one. All right. G. We practiced G's in the other clef. So where's G in the alto clef? Well, here's middle C. Count down. And you end up here for a G. You also could end up here for a G. And where is E? E could be here. Okay. Or E could be, where am I here? Yeah. There we go. See, I have to pause every now and then too. Or E can be here. All right, now when you've practiced writing those notes on the staff, you say, well, how do I get faster at reading those notes? And the answer, if I could get to a new page, come on, new page. There we go. When I get to a new page, is I'd say, well, take any old piece of music that you have. Say it's a treble clef piece of music. And you say, well, I know what these notes are. I've done this before. Okay, that's fine. Say what those letter names are, even if it's a piece of music you already know. So here we are. We're going to do that for this treble clef one. Ready? Let's say them together. E, G, B, E, A. Not hard. Maybe if you're a treble clef reader. All right. If you were a bass clef reader, maybe that was good practice. Now cover up or erase, in my case, that clef, and let's put a different one. Bass clef. Oh no, they're on the same positions on the staff, but now they're totally different letters. They're totally different place in pitch space. So now let's practice saying these. You might be a little slower, but see if you can keep up with me. Ready? Here we go. G, B, D, G, C. By the way, this C is middle C in pitch space. That's the same as the middle C here in treble clef. Those two notes are telling us the same exact piano note or on the keyboard or the same exact C in pitch space. Huh. Right now that's kind of incidental, but I like to stick in that little piece of knowledge. All right, I'm going to draw an alto clef now. It's going to look a little messy. Okay. There we go. Let's get rid of this extra fancy stuff here. Okay. And we're going to say the letter names. So here we are in alto clef. You might be a little slower. I know I get slower and slower as I go through the C clefs. We're going to practice. F, A, C, F, and then you might have to count up to this one. That's a B. Now, again, where is middle C? We just said it. This one is middle C. It's the same as that middle C in treble clef. It's the same as this middle C in bass clef. Okay. Get rid of those little symbols to not distract us. And guess what? We're going to put in a tenor clef. You got it. Okay. I like doing this exercise because you can literally do it with any piece of music you happen to have lying around that you may already know just by covering up the clef or pretending it's a different clef. So you don't have to say, oh my goodness, I don't have anything fancy to practice this with. Hey, any old piece of music, you can make it work. Okay, here we go, tenor clef. This one's starting here, D, F, A, D, and then this one is G. We didn't have a middle C in this clef. I guess if I'd put one, I would have to put it here at the end. And now that note here, that's middle C on the piano keyboard. It's the same as this note in treble clef, this note in bass clef, and this note in alto clef. So we've practiced writing clefs. We've practiced writing notes on in those different clefs. We've practiced thinking about where they are in pitch space related to each other. And you've practiced a little bit of spelling out loud, saying which note names are which. Keep up the good work.